This is 2 Minutes Together, a ministry of Central Lutheran Church, Eugene, Oregon. I'm Vicar Ben. This week, we will be observing All Saints Sunday, remembering those who have gone before us, and especially those we've lost this past year. In our text, we will have the scene of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead in John chapter 11. But what's notable is when Jesus first arrives, Mary comes to Jesus and says, "Lord, if you would have been here, my brother would not have died." We often hear that phrase and we think that Mary is speaking from anger or from frustration. But she might have also been speaking from faith, truly believing that Jesus would have healed her brother had he been there. I think this might be one of the most honest expressions of grief in the Bible. That is, what she was expressing was her frustration, was her anger, was her faith, was her confidence. And as she just was so much just overwhelming, coming forward, what we might call grief. And I think it's an incredibly contemporary thing that Mary says. If you had been here, my loved one would not have died. How many of us, when we've lost those close to us, and then we read in the New Testament about Jesus healing people before they died, feel like we missed out on it? Well, Jesus, if you would just be here, the one close to me would not have died. And that expression of grief and pain is what Mary needed to express at that time. Of course, Jesus does raise Lazarus from the dead, and we don't know what happens to Lazarus after that, but we do know that he does end up dying again. We don't know if it was 6 months, we don't know if it was a year, we don't know if it was 30 years. But the raised Lazarus does indeed eventually die. But then Jesus says, "I am the resurrection and the life." There is hope. There is life in me. And Jesus, when we say, "Had you been here, then they would not have died," Jesus says, "I am here. And in me there is life. And there is life abundantly." The hard part is just our being able to hear it, our being able to see it, because we who are still alive cannot see the whole picture, cannot see God face to face. And so we must express our honest emotion. Had you been here, God, our loved one would not have died. And Jesus wraps us in his embrace, saying, "I am here, and I am here, loving you, feeling that pain with you, and you aren't alone." This is 2 Minutes Together. I'm Vicar Ben.